Hello again, welcome back for another daily Bond of Isaac Repentance. It is November 14th, 2024 still. Well, prematurely lost there, so there we go. Guess we just go to the Eden thing here. Oh, bless me. See, here is WRK73F8X. I'm going to see something here. Looking at 55 iconic toys every 90 kid won for their birthday. I think a lot of these I probably don't. Oh, the foxtail. See, some of the stuff I remember. Foxtail. I remember that thing. Kinda. Betty Spaghetti. I mean, I think I kind of remember that. Light Brights. I remember those. Game Boy Color, yes. Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. I wanted one of those. Couldn't have one. They were damn expensive then. It wasn't until, like, the Game Boy Advance came out that my mom got me that. Oh, yeah, I played the shit out of that. Good times. What else is there? I want to see. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm just curious on the list. Tamagotchi was very addictive then. Gigapets, never played it. Bop It, I played it in school, but I wasn't super big on it. Soccer boppers. I remember seeing the commercials. Soccer boppers, soccer boppers, something, 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 something. I forgot the rest. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I don't know. Furbies, I wasn't big on. I know those. Moon Shoes, I don't remember those. What the fuck is that? When was that? Like early 90s or something? Mousetrap, I played that in school a little bit. The Doodle Bear. I almost forgot about that damn thing. Yeah, the Doodle Bear. I remember you used to see commercials of that. Super Simon. I think I played that. Gak. I don't know what that is. Gak Splat. Rainbow Bright. I don't know. Poochie. I remember Poochie. I knew someone who had the blue one. It's kind of a robotic thing. Polly Pocket. I knew someone that had a Polly Pocket like set. Slinkies, I know someone else that had that. Trolls, I remember those things. The Game of Perfection, that seems a little older than the 90s. Skip It. I remember seeing commercials. The Play-Doh Fuzzy, Pumper, Barber, and Beauty Shop. That's a hell of a... I remember seeing commercials of those. Stretch Armstrong. That's like fucking 80s, though. Well, I guess they had stuff in the 90s, wasn't there? Yeah. I'm sorry here. I'm just looking. I'll make it quick. Super Soaker. Yeah, I remember those. I wanted one of those. Koosh Balls. I don't know what that is. Sky Dances. I remember seeing those. Magic Mitt was kind of fun. Playing that in, I think, grade school. Nintendo 64 wanted the shit out of that. Okay, I'm going to stop. Sorry. The N64. I wanted that. That was another game system. I think that one I wanted more than the Game Boy, honestly, because, like, it's an N64, man. It was like, you know, they had, like, Pokemon Snap, and I don't know. They probably had other games I'm kind of blanking on. Oh, Clear Ruin has made a clear return. I'm fucking spooked right now. What is this? All right. Cool. It's a 4-room charge. Now, if we can get ourselves to kind of a similar setup from last time. Oh, watch out. But yeah, I remember the Sock'em Boppers is another thing that I was just saying earlier. Like, that was... I never played it with it, but I remember seeing the commercial so many times, like, on TV. Like, they were really, like, pushing for that thing. Sock'em Boppers, Sock'em Boppers. And as we go on this intro here, let me just Groovy girls, I don't know what the fuck those are. I don't ever recall seeing those. Homies? What the fuck is homie? What the fuck? It looks like some ceramic. What the fuck are these? Although Mr. Raza and Smiley were a close second and third. What the fuck you talking about? That must be like early 90s. What is this? It doesn't even look like a toy. It looks like ceramic. Atari Jaguar. Okay, I didn't really know what the hell that was then. So I didn't. Brain Warp. I don't recall. American Girl dolls. Some of these don't even have photos. Slammer Whammers. I don't remember. Silly Putty. Yeah, I've heard of that. Laser Challenge. Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, I wanted the shit out of like a real Buzz Lightyear or something. Toy back then. Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Oh, obviously, I was into that. Spice Girl dolls. Definitely not. G.I. Joe. That's like the 80s stuff. Slime from Nickelodeon. Etch-a-Sketch. I wasn't big on that. Nerf blasters. I knew some people that had Nerf blasters. Some kids. Walkie-talkies. Yeah, I had some. I had a couple, I think, when I was a kid. Easy Bake Oven. I remember seeing commercials of. Vortex football from Nerf. No. Yo-yos. I wasn't big on. I knew someone else that was. Pokemon trading cards. Absolutely. Littlest Pet Shop. I remember seeing commercials of that. Street Sharks. I wasn't big on it, but I remember that. Mighty Max. I think I remember that. Wasn't big on it. Civilian Families. I think I remember that. And Beanie Babies. I was not big on Beanie Babies. My mom was. She got a whole shit ton of those back then. And I have the whole supply of them. Well, it's not every one of them, but I think I even have like the Blue Diamond one, Titanic one or something. Supposedly it's worth thousands. Like stuff somewhere. And there's like Platy the Platypus, which I was playing the shit out of when I was a kid, I guess. I guess there was some level of playing the shit out of those things, right? Not as much as like Pokemon cards or something, but like apparently that's worth some money. It's probably ruined now because, you know, probably damaged it, probably lost the tags. Because some of them, maybe a couple of them probably lost their tags. Of course, what they didn't mention was the roller, the sit-down rollers or whatever. And that shit was fun in gym class. Used to have these rollers, right? Scooters or whatever. You sit on just a flat scooter with like 4 wheels on it, and you just scoot around and stuff. Of course, they got rid of it because kids are getting hurt. And wham, you know. You know, you talk about all these different generations, right? Here's the thing. All these different generations, they lose out of something because, like, you know, there's some kind of a standard or whatever that's trying to be set in place, a new standard to, like, essentially try to quote-unquote protect people and stuff, you know? I mean, I imagine, like, I mean, I think, for example, for me in my lifetime, that's changed probably since then, is like dodgeball changing from like rubber balls that steam the shit out of you. If you hit somebody hard enough, and does more like collateral damage than these air ones that just drift and they do next to nothing to you. I think that was one example, and then probably another example that might have changed. I don't know. I think they've changed it more than likely. Was essentially let's get this here first. Was essentially I'm blanking here. Oh, freaking gosh, yeah. What the hell was it? I'm blanking on the name. Oh, what is it? Damn it. I had it. Oh, the scooter thing. Yeah, I was talking about the scooter thing earlier. I think they got rid of that. Truly, because in schools, because, or at least most schools, anyways, because like essentially kids keep getting hurt, I think, from those things. Though I don't remember kids getting hurt in grade school, maybe because I didn't care and I was having fun. It's like other kids, or at least that I can maybe remember, because it's been, over a couple decades ago, let's say, since I did that. Of course, we used to have the scooter things to sit down on, and using rubber dodgeballs to play dodgeball, of course. And then also, like, having a big ball that's coming at us and trying to hit the big ball away from us. And if you get touched by the ball, you're out. I mean, that shit was so fun. I'm pretty sure they got rid of it. There's just definitely no way of they would have kept that, I wish things would just stay the same, man. But like, those are kind of some of the examples. I mean, I imagine there's like other things, right? Like in grade school, they used to have, well, not my grade school, but I know of a grade school in town. They used to have padded rooms for kids who are like very disruptive, right? Of course, things have changed, since then. I mean, they got rid of that well over a decade ago. But it used to be, they would just do that. They would just keep a kid, if they're being disruptive in there, in a padded room. Of course, the school I went to they used a different kind of punishment for kids. Though I don't know how many kids were affected by it. Me personally, I was. I used to be locked in the boiler room. Yeah, that's right, the boiler room of the school. Where it was loud, dark, barely lit. Yeah. I barely remember it. It's been since the 90s I probably was in there. Maybe like 2000 or 2001. It might have been the last time. I don't know. It's all a blur to me. But the point is, like, that was one of the punishments. Another punishment was, like, of course, being put in the corner, which was in school, which didn't happen as often. And then the biggest one that I was, like, affected the most was the red square, they called it, right? Where essentially you stand alongside of a building and you have to stand up and you can't sit down, you can't move out of the square, interact with anybody that's outside the square or anything like that. You have to be out there for like, I think recess was about 10 minutes long, maybe 15. So you have to be standing out there as a kid too, any kind of weather. And well, unless it's like, unless like the weather's bad enough to where kids can't play outside, that there's an exception for you, that you could be fine doing whatever, right?
Power pill. Lemon party.
I'm not saying it's fine for what they were doing, but I'm saying like,
Puberty.
we got that. Oh, I don't see any trinkets. How about these pills, by the way? I'm getting a little paranoid that I might like end up like teleporting, but whatever. It just keeps on going, doesn't it? All right, speed down. It's like up the ass. Or we can re-roll again. We can re-roll again. We can re-roll again. Holy shit, look at this. You picked the bad one. All right. And of course, by the time I got to middle school, they had like kind of a similar red square setup, but I don't think it was enforced. I don't know if it's because like maybe things changed at that point with the punishment system and stuff to where they can't do that anymore. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was like right at the tail end before like things have shifted so much to where they couldn't do that stuff anymore. Rightfully so, you know.
Experimental pill. Amnesia. Speed up.
Well, no, wait. Actually, there was another thing they were doing in middle school, all the way up to like part of high school that I can recall. They used to lock up kids in a room, but this is like a special kind of classroom, right? I've heard about. And it's like these particular kids that cause like a lot of disruptions, I guess, and they typically have a lot of criminal records that are very violent. And so they I mean that's what they are, unfortunately. Like they have a lot of mental problems, I guess. And they essentially do that. Not like a padded room or a boiler room or anything like that. It's just like a separate room. They essentially just kind of like keep them walled off because I guess they're kind of unpredictable at times with their violent behavior. I mean, I don't even know what you'd even do in that situation, honestly. And I don't know if they got rid of those standards or not for those kind of people, the violent ones. I imagine they probably changed everything altogether. And another thing, too, I learned, I guess many years ago, I don't know when it would have been at this point, they don't do Halloween or holidays or anything like that anymore in schools. What in the fuck? What is this room? I'm gonna have to take a picture of this. Which one's the picture about? F11? F12? There we go. Very interesting room. Oh, thank you, Mask of Infamy. We might as well re-roll in here like this. That's okay, but... I imagine, like, I think each generation they lose something, you know, either from a societal or a school standpoint, right? Like, for me, I kind of listed some things off that definitely, like, won't probably come around anytime soon as, like, a common standard of punishment or fun. And I'm not mixing the two together. Let me assure you here. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have said, like, fun and or, like, punishment. Or no, not and or. How about fun or punishment? Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I don't think kids were having fun being masochistic or having masochistic things happen to them. I don't think so. I don't think that's how it rolls in society. I gotta check something here. Make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. The sewing needle of truth. It's the needle that I have to give to that one character from Elden Ring to help her scarlet fever or rot or whatever it was. I think it's scarlet rot. Because scarlet fever is an actual thing, and you can't talk about real stuff in Elden Ring. It's forbidden. Now, as we're talking about like things that were like changed up, you know, in society, right? Different generations. Belly butt. Oh, you know what? Let's get this. Listen, I did it out on purpose. I know the consequences of my own actions, all right? I'm not that silly. All right, let's try something here. Oh, come on. I can do this. Fuck. There's a way to do this. Ah, fuck. All right, one try. Oh, shit. All right. I was trying to, like, angle it the certain way of the bomb. Whatever. Now, when I was reading the Boxcar Children book series, because, like, that was kind of an older book series that was available at the library when I was growing up. I think I read most of them. They were talking about, like, kids, but basically boomers from back then, right? I mean, that's essentially the demographic of then. Because I think the books came out, like, the 60s, 70s or something like that, right? So it was, you know, playing on the demographic at the time. And it was like, oh yeah, they went in the woods and they found an abandoned boxcar and they made it into a base. For like, they're not like a mystery machine thing. Like, I'm trying to remember what kind of books those were exactly. Because they made a series, right? I don't think they were like a mystery book. Teenagers trying to like figure out like what's going on in their community or whatever, right? You know what, let me look this up. Because it's been, again, like over 20 years since I've read the books. Boxcar Children's Series. Well, they did change the illustration since then, didn't they? Well, yeah, no shit. Well, I had the books that were kind of falling apart. They had no covers, I think. Well, they had covers, but there were, like, no pictures. Maybe they had pictures. The Boxcar Children is a children's book series originated, created by American first grade teacher. It was previously published through Albert Whitman and Company until 2023. So you mean they kept making them until last year? What the fuck? They kept going? I thought it would just like stopped in the 60s or 70s or whatever. It's more than 160 titles. Holy fucking shit. So the first book was in 1924. Okay. 162, not including spin-offs, specials, and miniseries. And there's 204 total if you count those. So what's the deal? Tells the story of 4 orphan children, Henry, Jesse, Violet, and Benny Alden. They create a home for themselves in an abandoned boxcar in the forest. They eventually meet their grandfather, who is a wealthy and kind man, although the children had believed him to be cruel. That's not what how I remember the fucking book. Of course, that's been over. No, I thought there were teenagers that found it in the fucking woods. And I thought they were not even related to one another. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just, like, misremembered it. My understanding was they were kind of in the teenager age. Oh, that's right, I have bombs, don't I? They were teenagers, and they essentially came across the boxcar in the woods, and they were going to use it as like a base or something. I must have just misremembered that if that wasn't the case. That might have been some other book, I guess. Well, like, those were different times too then, you know? Nowadays, it's, you know, when I was growing up at least, you know, like, we were told never to get into, like, a train car or anything like that, or getting near tracks or tossing shit at trains. Like, none of that. Of course, then it was like, probably like, you know, you're not supposed to do that, but we're not going to teach you whether to do that or not. This is called common sense, but I guess when you have too many stupid people out there, you had to create some kind of a standard to create some kind of a PSA not to do stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Hematemesis.
That's why there's warning labels on all our food and everything else. Well, not our food. Well, I guess to a point you have to, right? Let's see here. What do I want? I guess this. The thing's kind of spooky, isn't it? Well, what I mean is like warning labels for things are just so ridiculous. It's like, well, I want to do that, but then it's like people find a way to do that, and they have to kind of absolve themselves from lawsuits, these companies or whatever, from that kind of thing, as stupid as some of the stuff is. Now, food allergy stuff, I can definitely understand. Like, that one is like a given. Like, you don't want people to be getting sick and die or something from getting contaminated by something that they're allergic to. But, like, the boxcar thing is interesting because it kind of goes off with, like, well, back then people were doing all this crazy stuff. Well, not crazy stuff. Let me remember a phrase here. Well, I mean, it's stuff that's riskier, is what I mean. Those days that you can't really do these days. Like, I used to go to a water park back in the 90s. Kind of like a water park as a pond or whatever, right? Of course, before it got shut down because of all these liability issues. But, the thing about it was, there were problems with the place that, yeah, it was a matter of time before they got shut down. And that was around since like the 50s or 60s, this park was, right? This pond or whatever place. And so, like, that kind of park today cannot exist today, today's standards, because of like the liabilities. Like, you would have to correct the crap out of it to where it would not even be that much recognizable. I mean, I guess there would be some stuff to recognize of it, right? The elements of it, but then it's like nothing compared to what it was. So I was in the cusp of what was, of like, the 40s, 50s, whatever. This came around, this park, and the rides and stuff were very similar of then. So, like, there was, like, different things, right? Like, all the stuff I've read about over the years of, like, people talking about, oh, yeah, I used to do this when I was a kid, which was, like, sounds kind of dangerous, but then it's like, that was what it was then, was, there's an element of danger, but then it's like, it's kind of like workers who work in, like, skyscrapers or something, building the things, and they don't have, like, any safety harnesses or anything. Kind of like that. There's, like, some element of danger, but then it's like, and there's no regulation or anything with it. I'm not saying regulation's a good thing, but, I mean, situationally, it depends, right? I'm not saying completely that regulation's good, but to a point, it's good. To a point. And so, like, I imagine this dangerous stuff then for, like, generation baby boomers, was pretty much mostly phased out by the time, like, I came into existence. I probably had some elements of boomer activity that I was doing, perhaps, to some degree. Yes, you can call me a boomer, I guess. Why not? I'm not technically a boomer, but I'm kind of I'm closer to a boomer than, Gen Z or Alpha, and soon to be Beta. Oh, fuck you, game. Giving me mom's knife and I can't get to it. You son of a bitch. We can use the bombs to get over there and hurt yourself. Yeah, but Like, I don't have the means. Oh, that's actually a good synergy here. I don't have the means to do that, and or know how, pretty much. Like, I'm skilled with Isaac, but not that gifted. I don't even pick up Breath of the Wind item or something from the Angel deal. Because, like, I don't know how to really use it properly. I can probably learn how to use it properly, but, like, I'm just lazy. Do you forgive a lazy man? Of course, you know, times before that, times before the boomers, it's like, what, the silent generation? You know, they were out there smoking and drinking when they were kids. Some of them. I mean, yeah, you had prohibition, but then people were finding ways to make their own alcohol or do whatever, or smuggling it still. Like, there wasn't regulation standards like we have today for something like that, underage drinking and whatever else. Or like PSA stuff with the dangers of, you know, consumption of alcohol and smoking and all that stuff. Right, there was a keeper in there. And then times before that, before the silent generation, I don't even know what the fuck they would be called. Oh yeah, the old 1890 kids will know this. Well, who's left in the 1890s? We're like a couple people. Let me see. What's the generation before that? Let's see. Oh, greatest generation, right. 1900s. But then what's before that? Before greatest generation. Is there even a name? Lost generation. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, actually, that's really good. No more curses! No more! No more! This is the last fucking straw! Shit. Take a lot of bad damage. Fuck. 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 Maybe it's meant to be, you know? Maybe it's meant to be not to have that. Shit-eating fuck. And besides, I'd probably blow myself up more likely with having two of those. I don't know what, like, Gen Z kind of lost in their generation, you know? Because, like, because by the time I graduated, like, Gen Z were, well, I guess Gen Z is like a stretch, right? Like 10 or 15 years, let's say. So they were, probably the oldest ones were probably in grade school. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't even know what they would have lost then. Because, like, I was not in grade school or anything at that time. I was, like, long past that. What would they have missed out? You see, that's the thing I'm curious about. You know, some of you are watching that are that demographic. What kind of things you guys missed out that, you know, you had in grade school and then it just kind of lost because of, like, standards were changed with, like, regulations or, you know, safety or whatever, you know, or some miscellaneous thing that changed. Me, it's like, you know, those different punishments. I'm not, like, longing for those back by any means, but, like, The rubber dodgeball was a significant thing. Gone forever. That was the big change that happened, because by the time I got to middle school, like, gone. And they never came back, because high school, same thing. They must have changed it, like, the following year or something. To where it's like, no, you can't use rubber dodgeballs anymore. Yeah, you and whose army, motherfuckers? They sting for a reason, and I'm proud of it. Alright, we'll leave that there for now. Oh, yeah, we were gonna leave that. What the fuck does this look like with this? I better not. Alright, whatever. Let's fucking try it. I'm curious. It just doesn't work. I'm glad of that.
The lovers.
You know, I went through a video that I uploaded a little over a year ago. Came across. I remember that run. I was playing a Lilith run on Gradier mode, and I picked up Ludovico. Oh, no, it was Tainted Lilith. That's right. I picked up Ludovico, and then I picked up Brimstone, and it was like a horrible combination. Like, you couldn't even control the damn, like, tear effect or something. Like, it just went off on its own. It did its own thing and stuff. So you can't control it. It was like the worst experience. And I figured, like, they had some kind of controls that would probably fix it. But nope. Maybe I should just, like, tweet to Edmund and be like, hey, Edmund, this combination sucks ass for this character. And it's not like a rare experience either to be getting this. It's just like one item. And if you get anything else with it, you're still kind of screwed. Oh, look at that. We got golden bombs. Unlimited bombs, by the way. Holy shit. Oh, I should have left it in here. Whatever. You know what? Actually, well, fuck. Okay. Yeah. We could potentially get an art key out of doing this. Potentiality. Maybe I should tweet to Edmund. It's been a while since I tweeted. Get back in my Twitter account. Just kind of tweet to him, hey, Edmund, there's this thing, or Tyrone, or whoever it was, that kind of working on these patches. I think it's both of them. Maybe just kind of upload a brief clip, just without my commentary, cussing and freaking out, I guess. Getting angry over it. And just kind of put in a text, and there's like, yeah, just letting you know, Edmund, this thing goes on if you're playing this character and you have Ludovico. Look what happens when I take Brimstone. Yeah, maybe I should do that ahead of this, like, patch that's coming out. I mean, it may or may not necessarily get fixed, but maybe, like, after a series of patches, after this initial update comes out, maybe they will add that to the mix. Because it was last year, wasn't it? Yeah. Which the last patch came out actually 2 years ago, so yeah, it technically hasn't gotten fixed yet. The Ludovico, you know, tainted Lilith setup. Open sesame chicken. We'll take that. Oh, a dime. All right, and we're gonna check out the curse room because we're so close to our goal. This is probably a fucking stupid idea here. Oh, maybe it is because they fucked it up. I should have like, man. All right. Well, I fucked it up. Twooey, I did. Whatever, you know, like. And yeah, I know I used the ruin too, so I just made it even worse. Whatever. Maybe it's meant to be, man. Oh, we got that charged penny. All right. No, we find like a good ruin or something. I guess another thing that maybe it's lost on, like, well, all the generations in general up to this point is like video game quality. I think that's the biggest one we kind of share generationally. It's good quality games have now like became like much less in existence now. I think that one we can truly like say that's definitely the case. Games have, you know, have changed so much to where they're not as great as what they used to be. Because, like, you know, Gen Z, at least, they've played, like, Call of Duty when they were, like, kids, you know, some of them. And all these other ones, the older Call of Duties. Grand Theft Auto. Fallout. The Elder Scrolls series, and all these different ones, right? I think that's a good example, honestly. I mean, same with movies, too. How things have changed. But I think video games more because, I don't know, video games were like much more of a accessibility, I think, with us and those generations. I mean, yeah, movies too, but like if you had a game system, I guess. But I think video games are a little bit more personal with that regard, because you're creating an experience out of it, right? With a movie, yeah, you can create kind of an experience out of something like that, watching movies or something, right? But it's like, it's a little bit different with games because you're creating like a profile, especially if you got some customization options. I thought I was going to get hit for sure there. I mean, I played this game, you know, for a whole variety of reasons, right? Like, it changes every single time you play, right? Like, the rooms are generated different, the enemies are generated different, bosses, items, combinations of things, you know? Plus, you got just a shit ton of mods if you want to just play, like, an alternative version of the game. I love it. I'm loving it. That's another thing that went away too. I'm just thinking, the McDonald's monopoly thing, which turned out to be kind of a monopoly in itself with what happened with it, ironically enough. That one is definitely like something that I was actually kind of excited with, right? But then I wasn't even of the age to claim the prizes. But I still liked it as a kid. It's like, oh, that's cool. But then when I found out later on as an adult that like the pieces were like so scuffed to trying to get to win, like it's extremely rare. Like, you're more likely to win in the United States than you are in Canada, because Canada, the pieces are like It was set up a certain way to where it's like, I don't know, there's like some kind of a lottery system to see whether they're winning to Canada or winning to the US or something for certain pieces. But then they always purposely, like, I guess, rolled these pieces to just show up in the United States only. So then you're kind of just like, it's against you even further even from Canada. I mean, you still get prizes, right? I'm not saying like nobody would get a prize or something. You're just gonna have a lot less likelihood of getting like the big prize, like the $1 million or whatever special stuff. But you still get like freaking free burgers or whatever fries. I think my mom might have got it a couple times. I mean, it's cool. In fact, you know, I was seeing a video about it, and they were talking about, like, at the time, it increased the sales, like 20% or something like that, or close to it, in the season, because people want to get the prizes. It's kind of like what I see with Starbucks today, all these people going in there to get Starbucks orders. It's not necessarily because, like, oh, you know, Christmas drinks. I mean, there's part of it, right? They've been out for like a week. But more importantly, it's like, it's the free red cups, reusable red cups that people want. It's a limitation to only have it for the day. And, shit. Don't die. I don't have any lives. Like, that's tempting here, but this is pretty good. I seen a video of someone playing around with this item with this other setup. And he had, like, Humbling Bundle and some other things. Oh, shit, man. Let's regroup and figure this out. Okay, we're fine. What are we worried about? Oh, another big thing I lost out of my generation. You know, probably part of Gen Z generation is the decline of malls and, you know, shopping's like big chain stores. I'm seeing like left and right big chain stores just closing down. They had like Advanced Auto Parts I was reading about recently that it's going to be closing down some stores. I've seen stuff about Walgreens. I've seen stuff about TGI Fridays. What else was there? Red Lobster had a thing going on. Oh, and then like Redbox. I mean, JCPenney. There's only so many JCPenney's anymore, but like, it's already on the slow death spiral right now. I actually went to JCPenney's like last month or the month before. Got myself a flannel. Like, you still can find some great stuff at JCPenney. I just don't shop there as often. I probably should get some more flannel though before that goes out completely. I used to go when I was a kid there, like, all the time to get clothes and shoes. Because it was, like, good quality stuff. I think it probably still is, but, like, you know, standards have changed so much with Amazon and everything else. The economy.
Range up.
Of course, Kmart was another one, Sears. And then a much older one that almost nobody would remember because it's... I don't even know how many stores they had around the U.S. Jack's. I think that's probably a smaller chain. CVS, I think, is having issues too. Yeah, CVS, Walgreens. Like my hometown Rawgreens last year, well, I guess it happened last year, but I just found out about it. Well, that's cool. Just found out about recently that they no longer don't have, no longer do prescription medication stuff or whatever for people in this side of town, which is like significant because like for the longest time that probably before I was even born, this was like, they were doing prescriptions and stuff. And now they don't. And I think that's probably the store that's going to be slated to be closed down, too. I'm pretty sure. Joann's Fabric's another one. Closing stores down. Yeah, the economy is rough. Like, it's even rougher than what it was like 10 years ago with, like,
Friends till the end.
you know, JCPenney and these other ones closing down. We're getting like many more closing down than usual. Or at least filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Oh yeah, it gets me to hush, doesn't it? Well, we gotta make an important decision. Let's just go in here. Well, an important decision was actually a rough one. I remember a time in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, where go to the mall, my hometown, it was just packed. There was just things to do. So many different options of things to go and see and buy and all that. And that same mall, oh, we got it back. We're so fucking back. We had so many options then, and then now it's like, I mean, the mall's been dead for like, I'm going to say about 10 years. Because I think, I don't know, if Yonkers or, I'm trying to think, Yonkers went away before JCPenney or not for my hometown mall. And, but I think maybe the start of it could have been JCPenney. Maybe before that. I'm trying to remember, because like there used to be a bookstore in the mall. I don't know if that closed down before JCPenney or not. Pills here. Where the Sears store closed down back like long after those stores left. So that was like a separate, of course that was a separate building too, so somewhere else in town. But JCPenney at this mall, like a lot of other malls, was an anchor store, which meant that it I mean, essentially it was just like part of the mall experience with having whatever. I'm blanking now. Fuck, what was I gonna say? It was part of see this, we're just getting charges like crazy. It was part of, yeah, the mall experience of being out there. And with that going away, like, and then all these other stores were starting to go away too, like, that was just going downhill from there. Oh, wait, we got a secret room item. We need money to re-roll. Got a charge out of that. We might be able to get an R key. Fuck. You're acting all silly right now with your taking that bad damage. Greed's gullet. Get that out of my face. We got like limitations to how we're going to get charges here is the deal. Speed down. Why would I want that trash? No, I don't want that. Wish I had like Nun's Habit or something. Perhaps a car battery even. So I think it re-rolls twice, so then it's like it gives me double the choices, I think, with this Soul of Isaac. I don't want to pick up the pennies here because I don't want to be getting a random charge. That fucking item. Of course! Twooey lice mysteries. Another one of those. Ominous room. Okay, well, we're just... Well, wait a minute. What? I can't get over there? Why? Okay, I can. It's just trying to refuse me from doing what I want to do, man. You feel blessed? What do they mean by this? Whoops, there goes that. Whatever, I don't care anymore. Like I give a flying shit? Whoops. I want to kill him first. So we decided to use the self-sacrifice room. I have a good gauge of how much health I can spare. Okay. Because chances of getting money and stuff, which is good for potential charges. Those guys help too, because that contributes to my electric cable. Ah, that's interesting. Money, fucker. There we go. We only have finite amount of health. Forget me now. Oh, I don't want to be giving up that damn thing, you mother fricker. Have a hard talk with your doctor. Alright, I can't. I just can't do that anymore. You can now if you want. You know what? Maybe I should. You should or you shouldn't. Oh, fuck me, Ronnie. Alright, well, I fucked that up. Unless... Just don't get hit. And then we have Soul of Lazarus. We could actually get our key pieces. That's the fucked up thing. You want to go to dark room instead? We got a charge, but it's just not good enough. I could use this ruin. One thing we could try attempting here. Hilarious. Yeah, but you got stats. All right. Well, I tried. Yeah, the moving box and stuff. Strad, I could have done that. I could have done that properly. Luckfoot could be the key in all this. Because Blockfoot actually increases the odds of payouts from beggars and machines. So even though there's a less likelihood to find them on this floor right now, like it's not going to be impossible. I might actually pick up this here. I'm assuming that's going off faster. I don't know. You know, there's some games, you know, we talked about games earlier, missing out with how things have changed with game standards and stuff. Like, some popular games I've heard of, but I've never played was, well, there's, like, in the Legend of Zelda games. I mean, I did play, might have been The Mask. I don't know what the hell the name is. I'm sorry. I'm butchering the name. And that might have been at Family Video. Why do I have two different bombs? Is it because of Polyphemus? It has to be because, like, I didn't get that kind of a build prior to that. Fly, okay. I mean, there's that. I mean, I heard of... Alright, I'm not picking up that other thing. Monstro's Lung. Another one was Marrowmine or whatever. Morrowind or whatever. It was one of the older Elder Scrolls games. Oh, pussy! Probably didn't need 9 lives, but you never know, you know. Oh, bookworm. Celtic Cross. You know, I'm going to hold off. Well, is there even a point to hold off if I got other items I can reroll here? That's a good protection item anyways. Good defense item. Fruitcake. Everybody likes fruitcake. Probably not everybody. I sure as hell can't have it unless it's gluten-free. And how hard is it to make a gluten-free fruitcake? I don't know. But I imagine that thing would just fall apart like crazy. Because usually gluten-free stuff fall apart like mad, depending on what it is, right? And we're part fly now, I think. No, we're not. Am I not fly? Ain't he not fly? Ain't he not the flyest dude? On this item, huh? Well, hopefully we get a void portal. So I can take advantage of this re-rolling experience. Thick. Oh, we got some interesting card-looking things in here. What we got going on? Full card, sun card, stars card. Well, not so much, I guess. I mean, I think there were other video games out there. I see them off and on about like, oh yeah, I remember the days when we used to play X game. And what the fuck is that thing? Leech. Oh. What? It's a Pokemon. What the hell? How's that even Christmassy? What the fuck is that? It's a Pokemon, I'm telling you. Oh, we got a reroll in here. All right. Wish I found that sooner. We only have enough for one reroll. The Lyrics. I mean the Lorax. Book of Secrets. I hate that movie. No, I don't hate it. I just, I disagree with its premise. Alright, 2 charges. Oh, looks like we're gonna get a... Oh, another... Oh, we're gonna get 2 more opportunities. I don't care for Mushroom. Cracked Orb, not good enough. Sorry to say, I'm sorry to say. Just... not what I am looking for. No portal. Okay. We could reroll with what we got here, but we've got a Mega Satan fight. We could... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. Okay. Hail Mary, full of grace. Inner child. The heart of a child in the mother's care. In a mother's care. Is it in the mother's care? Heart of a child. With a mother's care. Or maybe it's with the mother's care. With the mother's care or in a mother's care. Oh, Mega Satan. Oh yeah, speaking of like games and stuff, I seen that they I guess they finally fixed the restored version of like GTA San Andreas and 3 or whatever release. Maybe it was San Andreas and Vice City maybe. Because I remember reading something about there was like a shitstorm of it having a bunch of problems. And I guess they just released a huge patch and now everything's like working and functional now. I've never played GTA. Well, no, I wouldn't say I never played GTA 3. Because when I was a kid, I was over at somebody's house and I very briefly played GTA 3. I'm pretty sure it's GTA 3, not like Vice City or anything like that, because at that time it was that game. But I've never played it start to finish. Same with San Andreas and Vice City, like all these big ones that people have talked about being the classics. I kind of know the memes about CJ get to the train or whatever. I know that, babe. So I watched a little bit of the gameplay stuff. The most I've ever played was like GTA 4. Played the crap out of it. Except I didn't quite finish the campaign yet. I need to get around to finishing it. I think I'm getting close. I like that game so much. I still got to beat like the 2 other like DLC campaigns too, because I've never played those. I've only played like the multiplayer stuff where it was like, you know, gives you the equipment or whatever. Oh, we just beat it, huh? Well, 4 wins in a row, I guess. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.